I'm Jeff Thorsland. I'm a visual designer here at Dell. Do graphic design for enterprise products mostly. I'm Jeff Thorsland. I'm a visual designer, UX designer here at Dell, mostly working on enterprise software. The products I work on are for backup and recovery. So, they're like admin consoles for restoring files or backing up things, making sure that nothing gets lost. And if there is a failure, then you can recover it quickly and easily. And for me, I'm looking more at the visual design, the right fonts and colors, and we have a brand like identity here that we call Clarity, which we're trying to apply to all these different products and acquisitions and things, and so trying to get like a common look and feel between products. So I'm working on that team to try to help to create some patterns and guidelines along that goal. I mean, I've always been into art and visual stuff, painting, drawing, music. I play guitar and sing. So when it came time to find a career, I was like, what can I do that maybe I can apply some of that, personal passion towards? And I ended up getting into graphic design. Went to school for that. And then I was able to get in with a tech company so I could apply, the stuff I learned originally was for print or different things like that, apply it to user interface, that sort of thing, and then just, that moves pretty quickly. So I picked up a lot of that experience on the job over the last 12 years I've been doing this now. So I work out of Santa Clara, California. So that's where Dell EMC has one of their offices. So right there in Silicon Valley, we're surrounded by everybody else. It's pretty fun. It's interesting because lately it's been mostly like web consoles for enterprise that I've been working on. In the past, I've done mobile stuff at previous companies. So we designed, it was enterprise too, but like enterprise apps for the iPad and stuff like that. Definitely could have used some of this for that. It'll be interesting to see now that this is sort of in the arsenal a little bit, like where I see places that you can start to bring this in for more desktop or more enterprise, because it's a little more conservative sometimes, but I think users are just experiencing this kind of stuff all the time. They have Netflix at home, they have iPhones and all this, and even if they are, maybe they do have a more dry job, like an enterprise administrator or something like that. It's still kind of becoming more of an expectation that things have this elegance and this sort of modern polish to it. It'll be interesting to start trying to incorporate some of that. I mean, we do some prototyping and stuff like that, which I don't know if that really qualifies as motion. Interactive, and you'll get some hover states and stuff like that, but as far as animations or motion, haven't seen too much of it yet. So I know there's a team here I guess that's why I got invited along, who's like the motion team, and they're looking into it, and that's probably why they invited you here. So I guess we'll see what the direction is for how much we're going to incorporate that. But I mentioned Clarity, which is like our sort of guidelines, brand guidelines, and I know we're going to be adding in some guidance on motion soon, so that'll become part of that, and probably once it is, it'll be more supported and more encouraged that teams start to incorporate that. I think it's kind of fun to work on non-consumer stuff and to see like where the line is between the sort of formal to get the job done sort of products versus like the fun consumer stuff. And I mean, I love the consumer products. I love fun tech stuff, but I don't really do that with my job, and I've always been sort of focused on enterprise. So I try to bring some of that into it to make it maybe a little more fun or whatever, and feel modern, because I mean, the Starship Enterprise has a cool interface, and it's like an exploration vessel, right? So it's serious business, or it's a battleship or whatever it is, So I don't think there's a line where things can't be sort of fun or exciting in the enterprise world. I mean, you don't want to get carried away, and it needs to still get the job done, and it needs to not just be fluff. It needs to sort of help the user experience. But I think it can, because we live in a material world where we see physics and motion and things like that. You turn the page on a book, stuff like that is familiar. And when you start seeing that in digital domain, it just feels kind of right. Yeah, well, this is my first experience with After Effects, so it's kind of like a brave new world for me to see that. It helped me to sort of break down what's happening when I see these little animations. I mean, I have an iPhone, I swipe up, and I've seen all this stuff, I've seen it on Instagram or whatever, but I didn't really think about, what are they doing exactly? Now that you sort of analyze and break down things into their core pieces, it's easier to sort of think about how you might incorporate that into some of your designs. Like, before it was like, oh, you click up here and the side menu appears for navigation. But now I'm thinking, okay, well, does it slide out? Does it slide down? Does it fold out? Does it fade in? There's all these options. And now you can even, with some of the things I learned, I can experiment, for myself even, just let me see what I should propose to the team. Let's try flying it out from the side, and then you can use it to sell the idea to others. You can also just kind of use it to sell it to yourself and experiment a little bit. I look forward to seeing where it's going to go with that. I thought, oh no, After Effects, I've never been there. Is that going to be overwhelming? But I caught up really quick, and I was able to, make some stuff that I felt kind of proud of, and it was fun. Yeah, I really enjoyed the class. It's a great experience to learn something. I mean, we never stop learning, hopefully, but to take a class, when you've got 12 years experience in the field and to learn a bunch of new stuff, I mean, that's a great way to just keep the creativity kind of growing and, keep you thinking about the next thing, which is what we're always trying to do with, it's technology. So we're trying to, create and design things.